Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Curfew extended in East Kingston. The curfew that has been enforced in sections of Kingston Eastern Division since last week has been extended, the police said. The curfew will now continue until 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 8. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. South along St. Patrick Road from Oliver Road to Kirkland Road, along Warwick Road, from St. Patrick's Road running along an imaginary line 40 meters north of the Pleasant Heights dirt track. West along Oliver Road, from St. Patrick Road extending along an imaginary line 40 meters north of the Pleasant Heights dirt track. Along an imaginary line running 40 meters north parallel to the Pleasant Heights dirt track. The police are reminding persons that during the hours of the curfew, all persons within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Brother held after sibling struck and killed by van in St. Elizabeth. A man was taken into police custody on Monday night after his brother was struck and killed by a van in Little St. Elizabeth. The deceased has been identified as 30-year-old Renford Francis. The Corporate Communications Unit confirmed the incident to reporters. Reports are that Francis had incurred a bar bill in his brother's name at a bar. The proprietors of the bar had approached the brother, whose identity the police did not disclose, to settle the bill, triggering an argument between the brothers. Francis left to go home and his brother reportedly followed him. Reports later emerged that Francis had been run over by a van. The brother reportedly fled the scene and was eventually held by the cops in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. He has not been officially charged. Cops seeks bitter weed for rape of 13-year-old in Clarendon. A man known only as Bitter Weed is being sought in connection with the raping of a 13-year-old girl in Clarendon. Police said the incident, which happened while the child and her younger sister were alone at home, occurred in July but was recently reported to them. The man has reportedly fled his community after several efforts by a cop to take him into custody. Police reported that on the night of Monday, July 25, 2022, the 13-year-old was at home with her smaller sister. She reportedly went outside on the veranda where she saw a man from the community. The man then came over to her and dragged her into the bushes, where he took her clothes off and raped her. The matter was subsequently reported to the police. Thursday court date for a cop, 3 accused in murder for hire plot. A district constable and 3 alleged hitmen implicated in a murder for hire plot, which had targeted 3 women in St. James, are scheduled to appear in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday. It is reported that a green card holder who lives in the United States had paid the men $400,000 to execute the women. 3 of the accused were arrested and charged last December when the police, acting on information, intercepted a motor car in Kingston and taunted the planned execution. When the matter was mentioned today, Adrian Graham and Trevor Bailey were brought before the court, while Senior Parish Judge Laurie and Cole Montague was informed that the police were unable to ascertain why the other 2 men, District Constable Andre Wright and Kavina Green, were not taken to court. The clerk of the court further told the judge that since the matter was first mentioned, 1 or 2 of the accused had never been taken before the court. The judge, while noting that this was concerning, then queried where they were being kept, and on learning that it was at the Central Police Station, asked, "Isn't that where the prisoners are escaping?" She further noted that the police should ensure that there is some proper form of management taking place, as the prisoners are to be taken to court on their court dates. The matter was subsequently rescheduled for Thursday for all of the accused to be present, while Graham and Bailey were further remanded. The police, acting on intelligence on December 23rd of last year, went to a premises on Compton Springs, St. Andrew, with a search warrant where they found an assortment of guns and ammunition, including an American Tactical Hybrid Rifle, along with 35.56 caliber rounds, and several police items such as ballistic vest, police uniform, skirt and pants, and handcuffs. The police on the same day went to a fast food restaurant along Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew. They intercepted a Toyota Yaris motor car with the District Constable Bailey and Graham. The lawman was reportedly found in possession of a loaded Glock 26 pistol with 11 cartridges. It is alleged that Wright had told the police that it was a licensed firearm, but checked revealed that it was not true. The police team also went to premises in Duane Park, also in St. Andrew, where they reportedly found items belonging to the Jamaica Defense Force. Green was reportedly arrested at that location. All 4 accused were taken into custody and later charged with conspiracy to murder. The police had seized Wright's phone, and analysis of it reportedly revealed conversations between him and the contractor. At the time of the men's arrest, Bill, who had reportedly given the police a false name, was allegedly on the run in relation to a 2017 murder. JLP will take Westmoreland and Hanover in local poll, says Hutchinson. Deputy leader of the ruling Jamaica Labour Party, J.C. Hutchinson, has predicted that the People's National Party (PNP) will lose its stronghold on the Westmoreland and Hanover municipal corporations when the next local government election is called. Hutchinson told a JLP-era Council 4 meeting held at the Bethel Primary School in Hopewell, Hanover on Sunday evening that this would give the governing party a clean sweep of the 5 parishes in the area. We have St. Elizabeth, we have St. James, and we have Trelawney municipal corporations. I am saying to you that with all the hard work, I am now declaring that when the time comes, we are going to take Westmoreland and Hanover municipal corporations, he predicted to a round of applause from party supporters. The PNP has held the Hanover Municipal Corporation for more than a decade and Westmoreland for more than 20 years. The next local government election is due no later than February of next year. It was postponed in November of 2020 and again in January of this year due to the novel coronavirus pandemic. Hutchinson is no stranger to successfully predicting the outcome of an election in Era Council 4. Ahead of the 2020 general election, he predicted that the party would take all parliamentary seats in Hanover and Westmoreland from the PNP. Hanover Western and Westmoreland Western, Central and Eastern were held by the PNP for more than 20 years until Hutchinson's prediction came true. On Sunday, he encouraged council caretakers in waiting to be patient and keep working as the reward is coming. They have been working hard, and I take off my hat to them. It is strenuous on them, but I say to them, keep up the good work. The time is coming when you should be successful, he stated. Morgan lashes out against negative trends, urged youth to protect their minds. Information Minister Wirt Morgan is urging the nation's youth to not fall prey to the negative trends in society, but to protect their minds against such influence. His comment comes amid a trend of some dancehall artists promoting the lack of education and follows the Broadcasting Commission's latest ban on the airing of recorded material that promotes or glorifies illegal activity. Mr. Morgan, who was speaking at the church service to mark the start of Youth Month on Sunday, urged the nation's youth to protect their minds from fashionable things that will influence them into doing wrong. He said if the country's youth do not protect their minds from such negative material, the future of the country will be in a terrible state, as the youths are the future. Mr. Morgan also encouraged the youth to not be afraid to speak out against injustice and indiscipline among their peers.
I heard my son playing a YouTube video, and he wasn't playing it because he looked for it. He was just on his tablet, and I hear Bunks checking on my account and make this call upset. No, dunce yet. Back at the class, me not on a subject. And I say, when did dunce become fashionable? And then the other next one, when me hear a couple weeks ago, Miss Jen asks if me a still thief. Yes, Miss Jen, I'm still a thief. Still engaged in criminal activities. When did becoming a thief become fashionable? And what it says to me is that there's an importance in the 21st century and now for us to be strong as young people, to maintain our mental faculties and protect ourselves from some very fashionable and negative things that are out there that are going to drive us to do wrong things. There has been no revolution in the world that has not been led by young people. Young people are the engine that drives economies and builds societies and countries. And if we lose our young people, we're going to lose Jamaica. Which is why I love Youth Month. Because at least once a year, people have to listen to young people. So when I hear young people say, boy, nobody now listen to it, that's not true. You're not loud enough. Because Jesus went to the temple and listened and learned. And then a decade later, he came and he turned over the table because he recognized that the temple that should be the house of God was not doing what it was supposed to do. When last have you as young people turned over a table? When you see indiscipline in your school and you have a position of leadership, have you turned over that table? When you see injustice among your colleagues with each other, have you intervened and turned over that table?
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click